how to set up your investment portfolio. If you have $10,000 in a retirement account or any type of savings, anything like that, let's talk if $10,000 is the account value. How would I set up a $10,000 portfolio? If it's got to be your 401k, your IRA, you're rolling something over into to self-manage. We're talking about the idea that you're in your E-Trade, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, any of these brokerages that let you choose what's in your investment account with them. So I would say there's three types, right? Three types. What I've done, and it depends on the type of account, because you have retirement accounts, you have a Roth IRA account, if you need to open that if you don't have that, but those are like tax advantage type accounts. And then there's a regular brokerage account. Now, regular brokerage account is just like you buy and sell anytime in it, and at the end of the year when you do your taxes, capital gains, anything like that would apply here, because that's like your active trading account type of buys and sells, anything that happened within the year that has a tax implication. That's actually the last type of account I would be talking about. That's the last type of account you should be getting to, because where I see so many people miss is just setting up where their money should flow as they get their check and how to save it into the right accounts. So what you should always be doing, pre-tax accounts, tax savings, or tax advantage, tax deferred accounts, right? So 401ks, 403bs, anything your employer is giving you a match on, this is extra money you could be getting, so you want to always be doing that. Now, we can't really manage that as much when you're at the current employer. If it's in their 401k plan, they give you these funds, they give you these options that you can put things into pre-selected like funds and things like that. So we're not going to, you could talk about that a different time, or ask me a question if you want, but let's talk about 401ks that you've rolled over into a self-directed IRA account. This is where it becomes in your Fidelity, your other brokerages, right? So now you can pick the stocks that are in there. The type of account I would be setting up, if it's a retirement account first, this should be your safest bets, not speculative, not really a lot of growth picks in here. This should be where your blue chips, your dividend payers, the dividend strategies like I talk about. This would be the ideal place for a dividend focused portfolio, or just a simple top 10. I would say top 9. It should be like a top 9, the stocks you should just definitely have in 10 years. If you've got these in your portfolio, these were the ones that you should have had, without maybe so much preference around dividends or things like that. So obviously, like Apple would be one to hold, though it doesn't pay a great dividend, but that should be in there, because imagine in 5 or 10 years if Apple just keeps being the number one company, consumer products and stuff on earth. How could you not have held them while they're in their their best years right now? And again, I said services revenue and things like that. They've got a lot of reasons, and I could go into each of these 9 or 10 that it would be. But what you should hold, that's the two types I would do: a dividend focused, and then like a top 10, top 9 holdings. If it's me, it's top 9, because I would just one's got to go. Like so much is at stake in terms of like you can lose so much by just trying to bet in too many places. Rather to just pick a few of the selected winners. Very few companies are really in their product wave or in their market. Their industry is at the right time. They have good management. It's like 9 to me. It's a top 9. So that's the 2 I would do. And then the brokerage account, the last type. This is the account that you would do if you have all those other like investments and savings and things you've put away into with your paycheck, and you've covered your bills, and then you get this money. This is where I would do speculative. So this is where I do high growth. This is where I do maybe some options and things like that. This is where I make a trade that might be for for within the time frame of a year, where it's a trade. Maybe it's a few weeks, maybe it's a month, maybe a few the holding period is varied because it's a trade. Like I said, it's not a long-term investment as much in this speculative play, and I long-term hold in the retirements and the other things. Reason being, because those should be safer. You don't want to be gambling with money you can't like replenish. If you have a regular brokerage account and you make a bad trade, you can put money back in. You gotta have the money to do it, but you can put money back into it as much as you want all the time. No tax, no limitations, no tax accounts let you do that as much, because you're limited by like your income and how much you can contribute in a Roth is like $6,000 a year. And these numbers, they go up a little bit, might be a little over 6,000 for this year or then the next year, but That's where you get to focus on speculative, is in the brokerage account. I would keep the retirement accounts. Those are just invest, grow, invest, and let that snowball. And I can break out what I think holdings should be for each of these. But if you have questions, let me know. What are you guys? Do you have a focus? Do you just throw stocks in as you hear that they're good, or I think kind of in your mind labeling how this account or that account is going to be managed by yourself. You should know that, so you have some guidelines. In funds and places where like money managers have basically an operating agreement, or the fund has a prospectus, everything that guides what this how this fund or how this money will be managed. What are the things that are allowed or not allowed, what types of investments, things like that. So you should have something like that for yourself, so that you don't take gambles or bets in the wrong account or at the wrong time, because this can just police your thinking a little bit, to give you a little bit of an extra, like a backstop, if you were going to do something and you think, well, maybe this isn't the account, and then you just don't do it. And you find out sometimes the best moves, the best trades are sometimes the ones you just don't take. The companies that you thought could be good. And I really don't like to jump into companies I haven't been following, tracking, or heard of. If anything comes past my just come past my radar from other people, usually everyone can make money on their own thing. You just got to know your area. So I like focusing on my stuff and knowing which types of accounts I have set up and how I want to manage each of them. That really helps with the types of trades and the types of investments that you put into each. So I'll probably break this out, like those 3 types, and I don't know, put this on some type of a list. I've been meaning to get to the dividend players and some other ones, and this would get organized in some way neatly. Would be the ideal scenario. And to stop doing these in the car, I gotta do a little bit more of a, I don't know, it's easy on the phone. I like to just talk and hit publish. But let me know what you're thinking on stocks and investment plays here. So yeah, dividend players, you got to have those. Those are snowballing the account. And then growth and speculative, that's in the brokerage. And moving your 401ks and rolling these things over and getting your money consolidated into whatever brokerage and all in one place, so you can manage it easier too. So get started on that. Check out the dividend videos I was doing, and I mean, that's the ones I'll be throwing into this like dividend sheet or whatever I put together here. But that's most of the ones I've talked about too. Growth and dividends, that's where I like to focus. If you're not doing either one of those, like what are they to you? So I like looking for major growth coming, big tech, and good bets on solid companies. Like I always talk about Coca-Cola. So let me know if you have questions, and talk to you later.